Hey guys, it's Kip with DT4EMS. We're all about saving yours while you save others. And in this quick episode, I'm going to prove to you why violence continues to be an issue and how we, and that is the people in healthcare, help perpetuate the problem. So first of all, let's take a look at the vicious cycle that is the violent encounter. So first of all, you have a violent encounter. Then, because there is no recognition between patient versus attacker, there is ridicule. If anybody wants to press charges, so therefore there are no charges and no reporting. And the cycle just continues. Again, when a violent encounter occurs, since there's no real recognition between what is or what is not a criminal assault on average in healthcare, and the schools continue to refuse to teach it, then if anybody who has seen some of our stuff like this on social media that goes, wait a minute, that isn't right that we're being attacked, and they try to tell someone, others want to make fun of them. And I have a whole section on that where we talk about why is healthcare the only people that if they're criminally attacked, do the peers laugh at them, but that's another subject. Then, because of the fear of ridicule, this lack of understanding of what is or what isn't a patient, no one, or not no one, but there are very few criminal charges pressed. And the reason for that, again, is I go around the country, get 80 to 100% of the room to admit the fact they've been criminally assaulted on the job, yet only 2 to 3% ever turned it in or pressed charges. Therefore, the cycle continues. So we've got this great big ugly monster that is violence. Okay, that's the monster. We have helped this monster continue to grow, but let me explain and break it down very simply. Let's say it is the person that has been given to healthcare by law enforcement for no other reason than the person is probably intoxicated. And again, that's a whole other discussion. But let's say that person is now in the care/custody between healthcare and law enforcement. So the intoxicated person decides they want to wrestle. So they start to get up, and the police officer on one side of the body begins to hold the person down. The paramedic or the nurse looks over, maybe it's an EMT or firefighter, but they look over, see what the officer is doing, grab the person on the other side. So then now, the person being held on each side, one has a police officer, the other is a paramedic, a nurse, an EMT, or a firefighter. This person now looks at the police officer, looks at the healthcare provider, and goes, oh, y'all must be the same. So then the public, anybody that's watching, looks from a distance and sees the police officer doing one thing on one side and the healthcare provider doing something on the other, and they go, oh, those guys must be the same. The police officer, looking at the paramedic, EMT, nurse, or firefighter doing the exact same physical skill that they are, goes, oh, they must be trained like us. The other part of that is then the provider now feels this compelled or this compulsion, they feel compelled to maintain custody of someone that they usually shouldn't, which again turns it back into another violent encounter because they didn't recognize what is or what is not a patient, fear of being made fun of, and then nobody reports it and there's no real criminal charges and it keeps going on. So see, there's so much more to it than just a few fancy techniques to help with a self-defense situation on the job in healthcare. It's very deep, and the problem is you have a difficult time just getting people to acknowledge the truth. And that, I guess that goes back to the old saying that people don't want to hear the truth. They don't always like the truth because sometimes the truth offends the person involved. And guess what? The truth offended me when I first figured out what it was. I had been a police officer and a paramedic and was still doing things wrong. I was not recognizing this. And so I also, like so many others, helped create the monster and help perpetuate its growth. So if you want to make a difference, you have to start changing. If you want to make a difference, you got to look at the person in the mirror, just like I did, and just like so many others have, and went, you know what? Maybe I do hold some responsibility in making this better for those that follow us into the field. So if you believe in our message, which is saving yours while you save others, tell others we exist. Click a like, share our videos around.